scholarships and scholarships. So to begin with, I'm going to ask Dr. Tony Gabriel, who will come, who is the Honorary Secretary of NLMA, to present, first to give a brief biography for Dr. James Dunn and Donald Tennant, and then to present NLMA Honorary Life Membership Award. Dr. Tony Gabriel.
So it's my pleasure as my first official duty as the newest secretary of our association to present the NLMA Honorary Life Members to two distinguished colleagues today. This award is presented each year to physicians who've distinguished themselves above all, or I suppose not above all, but distinguished themselves enough by their achievements in medicine and in the service of the association. Our first honoree is Dr. James Dunn. Dr. Dunn has had an extraordinary and lasting impact on medical education in Newfoundland and Labrador. He was born in St. John's in 1937, completing his Bachelor of Science degree at St. X in Nova Scotia before going on to study medicine at Dalhousie University. He completed his MD in 1964. And then I turned the page over. Already failing at my job. He completed his MD degree in 1968, and he became a Fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of Canada. After completing a year of research in fetal physiology in Toronto, Dr. Dunn moved back to the province, where he was appointed Assistant Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology at MUN Faculty of Medicine in 1970, and later a Clinical Assistant Professor in 1972. In 1981, Dr. Dunn was appointed Professor and Discipline Chair of Obstetrics and Gynecology at the university, as well as Clinical Chief for the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Grace Hospital. He served in these positions in a joint capacity for 6 years. He became a Clinical Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology in 1987, and later restricted his practice as a Clinical Professor in Gynecology as of 2000. Dr. Dunn retired in 2008 after a 4-decade career which has been dedicated to teaching hundreds of medical students, me included. He has also maintained a private practice at various times throughout his career whenever the need was perceived. Dr. Dunn is also a founding member of the Association of Professors of Obstetrics and Gynecology. He currently resides in St. John's with his wife, Dr. Patricia Roach, also an OBGYN. He has 4 children and 6 grandchildren, with a 7th on the way. Unfortunately, Dr. Dunn is unable to be with us today as he is out of province. He'll be presented with his honorary life membership at the September Board of Directors meeting. So I guess we can congratulate him. Our second honoree is here today, and this is Dr. Donald Tennant. Dr. Tennant has had a long career as a gynecologist and obstetrician in St. John's. He was born in Glasgow, Scotland in 1941. He graduated from the Royal College of Surgeons at the Ireland Medical School in 1969. He went on to spend the next 2 years in junior hospital posts in medicine and surgery in Rochdale, England, and from 71 to 76 he held junior hospital posts in obstetrics and gynecology in the Manchester region. In 1975, Dr. Tennant became a certified member of the Royal College of Gynecologists, and a year later he emigrated to Canada, where he practiced for 4 years as a family doctor in Saskatchewan. In 1979, he became a senior resident in obstetrics and gynecology, and in 1981, he gained his fellowship in the Royal College of Surgeons of Canada. Later that year, Dr. Tennant brought his skills to Newfoundland and Labrador, where he enjoyed a long career as a specialist in obstetrics and gynecology, practicing at the Grace General Hospital and the Health Sciences Centre in St. John's, before retiring from full-time practice in 2007. During his 26 years in the province, Dr. Tennant has held a number of prominent teaching positions at Memorial University's Faculty of Medicine, including Clinical Assistant Professor from 81 to 98, Chair of Obstetrics and Gynecology from 98 to 2006, and Associate Professor from 2006 to 2007. Dr. Tennant also served as Clinical Chief of Women's Health Program in St. John's from 1998 to 2005, and as a member and chair of the Perinatal Mortality and Morbidity Committees at the Grace General Hospital and the Health Sciences Centre. From 1992 until his retirement in 2007, Dr. Tennant also practiced as a visiting specialist to the Captain William Jackman Hospital in Labrador City. an experience that he says was humbling and a privilege. I'd also like to note that Dr. Tennant is a former member of the NLMA Board of Directors. He currently resides in St. John's with his wife Kay, who worked with Donald in his practice for many years and was instrumental in helping him to set up an artificial insemination program. He has 4 children and 3 grandchildren. Although he's enjoying his retirement, Dr. Tennant still finds time between traveling and golf to perform occasional locums. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dr. Donald Tennant.
Thank you very much to everybody here and to the Medical Association for giving me this award. And I'm really, really thankful for this and the kind words which were said about me. I'm not going to say very much except add my thanks to some other people and to tell you that in 1981, when we came to Newfoundland, we arrived in a horrendous rainstorm. But we were very impressed with the people, and we still are, and they were good to us, and we decided to stay. And we've had a marvelous time here, and I would also like to thank everybody who has given help to me in my practice over the years. It's very difficult to practice without help, and probably more so now as time goes on, but I couldn't mention everybody, physicians and all other branches of medicine, administration, everything, who have been of help to me in the past. And I would also like to thank my wife Kay, who tolerated my moods at 4 a.m. when I was called. There was nobody more pleased when we started to sleep in the hospital when we were on call. And I would also like to thank her with the help she gave me in the office, and also with the artificial insemination program, which she actually ran. I just did what I was told, basically. The only thing I would say, and this is not original, I think one of the greatest thing I ever was told in medicine was a meeting I went to about 6 years ago, and there was a lady talking. She was from the Netherlands, actually, and she said, if you want to do good work, you got to be having fun. And I don't mean that in a facetious way, but I think that's very important. I'd like to thank you all, and it's really very kind of you to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tony Gabriel. Now I would like to request Dr. Wallet and Ms. Barbara Drew to come up and present with the CMA Honorary Life Membership Award.
Merci beaucoup. Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted that one of the honors and privileges that falls to the lot of the President of the Canadian Medical Association is the presentation of honorary membership in the association. Honorary membership is an honor bestowed on those who, at the age of 65, what can we do? Having been active members of the association for 10 years, have been nominated by their divisions and have had their nominations approved unanimously by the Board of Directors of the CMA. The nominees are held in high regard into practice the aims, high regards by their colleagues. They are humanitarians who have put into practice the aims and ideals of our profession. They are people